Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is me Sonali Rajoria and this is the third video of our practical exam experience series. So today was my third practical, like fourth practical exam actually, that was of physics, and this was my last exam also. So my practical exams are over and I'll tell you how was my experience of physics practical exam. So I'll be honest that I hate physics, or like I'm never able to do physics. Okay, so this is the worst subject that I can think of, even in front of maths. So yes, okay. So I was like very nervous, very scared, and I went to school today. I was a little late actually, but I was just on time the moment the teacher called my name and I was there. This is how I was late. So yeah, so luckily I was on time when my teacher called my name. So yes, so what happens in a practical, if you're a 12th grader then you know, if you're not then I'll tell you that you get two experiments. Okay, like there are two sections, section A and section B. In section A you generally get the starting experiments that are of like circuit ones. Okay, and in the section B you get the experiment related to ray optics. Okay, there is lens, mirror, diode which is of semiconductor, and we have prism, yeah, that is also there. And section A has Ohm's law, galvanometer, meter bridge, and stuff like this. Okay, so you get one experiment, second experiment, and the third thing that you get is an activity. So for activity you have to write everything including the procedure. So yeah, so this is like a random distribution of your experiments. Okay, so when I was there, my teacher, there are some like paper on which your aim and the experiment number is like written, that what experiment you're supposed to do. So my teacher was like, pick any one of them. They were flipped, so I could not see which one of them is there. So it's just a chance. Okay, it's just a luck thing. Okay, so I just picked my experiment, and my teacher said, okay, this is your experiment, go and do this. So I was allotted my experiment, and I'll tell you which one did I got. Okay, for first of all, let me tell you that there is one experiment in class 12th physics practical, that is of glass press, and I just love that experiments because that is the only experiment like I'm able to do with one flow. Okay, there is probably no mistake in that whenever I do this. Okay, and when I gave my half yearly practical exam, at that time I got my glass press. Then I was like, in my pre-board practical exam, I was like, this time I'm definitely not getting glass pens, because in my life so many coincidences rarely happen. So I was like, maybe I'll get something else, but I got glass prism. Yes. And today I was like, I don't know if I'll get glass prism or not, but I just hope so. And I went and I got glass prism, and with that there was the experiment related to Ohm's law. So Ohm's law one was also very easy. So I was like very happy. Okay, these two are good. And I got the activity that is related to glass lab. Other activities are like quite short. Okay, but glass lab one is takes a lot of time, because why? In other activities you just have to write the procedure, theory and precautions and all that stuff, but in glass lab, including all of this thing, you also have to perform that activity. So like you have to take glass lab, do the experiment. I took two readings, like two. Okay, I did it two times, and then I pasted that sheet in my answer sheet. So yeah, it took me time to do my activity also, so that was my disadvantage because it was time consuming. But yes, you have to just make sure that you're doing everything fast, because there are three things that you have to do and it takes a lot of time. So yes, and I started doing my experiments as it is, how it's supposed to be done. And then our external teacher came. She was sweet to me, but maybe not to others, because some of my friends whose practical was a day before me, they told me that the external is like strict. For like, as comparison to the biology teacher, she was strict. Like they were saying that for viva, like she is a little strict. Okay, so I went for the Viva and I was obviously very, very scared for the Viva. So I just went for the Viva. She checked the file and all that stuff. She also tore it. And there were two more students with me. Okay, she took one student's file, and that experiment that I'm talking about, glass press, which I really, really like. So she took that child's file and she opened that experiment. And when we did that experiment in class, we were supposed to paste the experiment sheets that we have done at that time. So she was checking for those sheets in everyone's file, and she was like, "You have done this wrong," to the other child, to the other student. Then she took the file from the second student and she opened his file of that sheet, Prism 1, and she was like, "You have also done it wrong. Why all of you have done it wrong?" Then she was like, she took my file and she checked mine, and I have done it correctly. So she was like, "Yes, she has done correctly." So that's when the first impression came. So I have done it correctly. I still don't know what mistake did they do, but I did correctly. So yeah, she was like, she has done it right. Then she asked us some questions. The first question that was asked from me, she asked that question from the second student, and he was not able to answer. So she asked that to me, and I didn't know it. Then she asked that to the first student, and she told it. Okay, it was, the question was, what is a rectifier? मुझे नहीं पता था, so I just couldn't. Okay, so मैंने कहा, no ma'am, I don't know. And after that she asked us some other question related to refraction, refractive index, and all that stuff, and I was able to answer it, and it was good. But you know what I understood from today's Viva is that like, you cannot really tell through Viva who has studied or not, because I don't think I started. Like, I started, but I'm not a top. I'm literally average student in physics. Okay, so and whereas the first student, she is my good friend and she is the topper of the class, and she was also giving Viva with me. My teacher, that external teacher, she asked some questions to all three of us, and me and the second student, she told us to go because we were able to answer. But I don't know, the first student, which is my friend, she's a topper. When she was asked the question, she just said the definitions. Every time she was just saying the definition. So the teacher was like, I don't know why did she said that, but she said to her that, have you not studied anything? And I was like, really? She's a topper. Like, wise teacher thinking that she has not studied anything. So, me, like, her Viva was not, like, she answered it, but I don't know why that the teacher said this, because she was just saying the definition and we said it in our language because we didn't know the definition actually. So, yes, that was the thing. And my Viva was good, and I'll tell you what are the questions that were asked for me. First was that, what is rectifier? Then the teacher, like the second student who was um, with me, the teacher asked from him, what is Ohm's law? He said the definition. And then my teacher said that, what has he said wrong? And I was like, I have not listened to what he said. मैंने नहीं सुना था उसने क्या कहा था. तो फिर मैंने सुना ही नहीं था उसने क्या बोला, तो मैं उसकी गलती क्या बताऊँ. तो मैंने बोला कि मैंने मेरे को जो डेफिनेशन बता दी मैंने वो बोल दी. मैम ने कहा, पर ये तो इसने बोला था. मैंने कहा हाँ. तो फिर या, बट मैंने कुछ गलत नहीं बोला था, मैंने बस डेफिनेशन बोल दी थी. Then the teacher asked us about refractive index, refraction, यही बस यही पूछा. And then she sent it us back, and that was the Viva, and I'm pretty happy about it. Not happy but satisfied, I'll say. ठीक गया था मतलब Viva. So that was it for this physics practical experience. Just 3 घंटे में हमको पूरा कंप्लीट करना था. एंड एक्टिविटी लाइक इन्वेस्टिगेटरी फाइल जो हमारी, हम जो टॉपिक चूज़ करते हैं एंड प्रिंट करवाते हैं, दैट फाइल शी डिडंट ओपन इट. मतलब खोली थी बट ऐसे उसमें से कुछ क्वेश्चंस नहीं पूछे. बट इट्स अ थिंग ऑफ लक, क्या पता टीचर आपसे पूछ ले. बेसिकली फिजिक्स में ना थियोरेटिकल लाइक मतलब जो हमारा मेन सिलेबस है उसमें से ज़्यादा पूछते हैं. सो दैट वाज इट फॉर दिस video, and now all of my practical are done, and now it's just boards. So yes, and soon like after 3 days is my farewell, so they're gonna be videos related to farewell also, so you can just subscribe and stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.